Debate over distance learning raged last year in Utah and across the country as COVID largely shut down traditional schools. But one online school that was already established pre-pandemic continues to thrive.
Fox 13's Scott McCain is live with a look at the Utah Connections Academy and one student in particular. Good morning, Scott. Who is she?
Yeah, good morning, guys. And her name is Yesenia Sanchez. And right now she would be a junior if she was back at her old school, Hunter High. But, you know, as you mentioned, the pandemic, it changed everything and put her on a different distance learning path. And she's now thriving and ultimately hopes one day to take one of our jobs. Yesenia Sanchez had no idea just how bored she was with traditional school until the pandemic changed everything.
Remote learning has been so helpful for me. I also see a progress in my grades that I didn't see before.
With traditional school shut down, she enrolled in the Utah Connections Academy. UCA is a tuition-free, accredited online charter school for students K through 12th grade.
You know, a lot of them just didn't fit in the traditional model.
Nate Jelta is a former 6th grade teacher in Ogden who decided to become a UCA instructor even before the pandemic took hold.
You do have bullying and you have, class disruptions. I mean, so much of my time as a teacher was spent babysitting.
In addition to academics, Nate says he and the other teachers focus on the emotional well-being and social developments of students, working closely with them and their families remotely.
You're able to connect with not just the student, but the whole family. Because, in the middle of the virtual lesson, there's dogs running through the background, and I've met, grandparents and uncles and aunts and sisters and, all sorts of crazy things.
He says Yesenia is a great example of someone who is now thriving in this environment. UCA is a student-run newscast and asked her to be the anchor. It's something this self-professed shy girl would never have even contemplated, but she accepted the invitation and the challenge and says now there's no looking back.
Because they're always constantly cheering me up and they're always, good job, you did great this time. They're always giving me tips and just trying to help me out to keep progressing.
We've put out 10 episodes now, and they come in and they get to work. They work really well together, and they put together a new show every week.
And thanks to her newfound confidence, Yesenia is now looking towards the future.
Well, I would probably want to become an anchor for Fox 13 News. I've always watched this since I was little, and I was like, oh wow, it's very interesting. So Carrie and Dan, you both, and I guess myself, we've been put on notice. Yesenia is coming for us and for our jobs. And just so folks know out there, UCA is a free online school, but they're pretty close to capacity. Some of the folks that joined on last year have left and gone back to regular school, but they're still pretty close to capacity, as I mentioned. But you can find out more information to see if you're eligible. We've got some of that info on our website, fox13now.com. Dan and Carrie?
Well, how long until she needs this job? Hopefully not until I don't need it anymore.
Well, she seems pretty motivated and really found a whole new pursuit in life and just completely transformed as a result of this education she's receiving at UCA. So, there's some success stories out there with distance learning. There's been a lot of debate, as we mentioned right off the top over the past year and a half, but Yesenia seems to be on the right path.
Yeah, it's remarkable. We all learn differently, that's for sure. Thanks, Scott.